Spitfire, Spike, and True Love by Swedish Devil. It was a normal day at Wonderbolt Academy where Spitfire was training the new reserves for the Wonderbolts. And she had a very hard time. These reserves cadets were much harder to train. There were only a few of them were accepted, but others was trying to say, "Come back next time, then you will try again." Those who were accepted, go to the barracks and you'll find your new home there. Well, at least from now on. The Spitfire was now tired after has been training the new cadets for an entire morning. So she went back to her office to do some paperwork. Afterwards, when she was sitting there almost done, she heard a knock on the door. "Come in," said Spitfire. And it was Soren who walks in. "Hey Spitfire, are you ready to go to where this restaurant you're open for?" "Was that today?" "Yeah, you promised we would go. Have you forgot about it today?" "Oh, sorry, I must have. All the cadets and paperwork, but yeah, just give me 5 minutes and I will finish, okay?" Alright. But Soren left the room and waited outside. 5 minutes passed, and then another 5 minutes, and another 5 minutes. And then he knocks back on the door. "Spitfire, has been 15 minutes. Are you even done yet?" "Oh, yeah, just one more paper. Just give me a minute." "Alright." Just then, 2 minutes later, then she walks out. "Sorry for it take some time, much paperwork." Yeah, are ready to go?" "Yeah, let's go." But just on the halfway there, she met Fleetfoot. "Spitfire, do you have a moment?" "Yeah, sure." And Soren just looked at her and skyward his eyes. "Oh, not again." "What is it?" About the next training exercise we have tomorrow. If it isn't necessary, we have to fly at least almost 200 course around at least 200 times. We usually only fly 100 or 150, but 200? Is that even more than usual? "Yes, but we have to be in great shape for next competition for those in Trottingham," said Spitfire. "Alright, just want to ask." Then both Soren and Spitfire left for the restaurant. At the restaurant, some of the Phyllis and Coles went up to them to some autographs, which Soren didn't mind because he loved to make autographs of some of his fans. So Spitfire, how do you like your job as team captain and also the kind of principal for Academy? It's tiring work, I can say that for sure. Always working paperwork all day out. And training with our team, and then others. Yeah. Basically the same thing. You wouldn't last a day with that, Soren. "No, I'll let that for you. I'm flying around it better." About that, Spitfire, have you decided if about my question? What question? I asked you a big question 2 days ago. Instead, you need some time to add, to think. And she's trying to remember what question. And then she realized. Then she remembers. Soren had proposed to her 2 days ago. And she said, I don't know what the answer. Give me some time to think. Please. "Take your time you need," said Soren. "So, what is your answer?" She loves Soren, but lately their relationship hasn't been that great lately. Both of them hasn't done anything romantic together, just practice, practice, and or once again practice. And she has always her paperwork at her office to take care of, and that sometimes takes almost every entire day to take care of. And often when she's done with some paperwork, they always gain more and more. When she's often finished with all of this, the time is up almost sometimes around 8 or 9 p.m., which they have often had reserved table at a restaurant is that time like 5 or 6, but then the time has passed. She often didn't know what to do then, and they both agreed they had to try to make it work, and since they've been together for the next 5 years now. Yeah, about that question, Soren, I had to say no. To see hear that was like a shock to Soren. Can I ask why? Well, we haven't spent much time together, not romantic way. He always practiced and I always busy. When was the last time you ever did something romantic together? Or even went out? Well, except this time. And Soren remembers as well, it was like almost 5 to 6 months ago. Well, we have been so busy lately, but I can try to make you one again tomorrow if you want. But Soren, I'm sorry, I can't. I, I think it's better if we meet some others instead. To hear that came as a big shock. Are you saying you're breaking up? I'm sorry, I am. And Soren didn't take it so well. He started to cry and then he ran away from the restaurant, leaving Spitfire behind. She felt so guilty that she broke his heart, especially when he asked the big question to her. Spitfire didn't know what to do, to say, so she flew home, she paid for dinner, and while back home she didn't do much, couldn't just say anything else. So she didn't know what to say except to herself, I'm so sorry, Soren. I don't know what to say except no. For the next couple of weeks, Spitfire and Soren, their relationship has once been broken, and it has been spread news all to their friends and their other colleagues that their engagement has been cancelled. At first, it was felt awkward for both Spitfire and Soren that they were near present each other after this just a few days afterwards. But sometime after, Spitfire had moved on and also had Soren. In fact, Soren started dating Flifford instead. But he didn't want to marry her, not right yet. So he kept the ring and waited until if they work between them. And Spitfire had just said, "I'm just happy for you, Soren. I'm happy that you found somebody that makes you happy. Thanks, Spitfire. I appreciate it. Still friends? Yeah, still friends." And even at first, they couldn't felt like they were friends. They felt so awkward, but they still remained friends, even no matter what happened. And just another few days afterwards that, Spitfire left Cloudsdale and the Academy and went to Ponyville to talk to Rainbow Dash about their upcoming competition. And while he was there, she saw the baby dragon Spike with Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. "Hey, Rainbow Dash! Oh, Spitfire, what brings you here? I need to talk to you about what? At the competition next soon." "Oh, yeah, I have been practicing like crazy. Even Fluttershy can explain that." Yeah, she has. Well, I have to talk to you about something. Uh, yeah, sure. And then talked about something else, but not about the competition most. She always explained that they had the same training, tactics, and everything else. But then she asked about Spike or something. What do you know about Spike? Well, if he's, available, available for the Rainbow realized, and she just stared at Spitfire. Uh, Spitfire? Are you are you asking me if Spike is single? And she couldn't stop blushing. Uh, yeah, I am. But I thought you liked the other stallions, like Lightning Strike or Fire Strike. No, didn't work out. I did date them a few times before Soaring, but never did worked. Oh, well, I think Spike is single, but I'm not so sure. I haven't seen any much around other mares or fillies, but I have seen him being around much a rarity, but she's married now, so I don't know. Oh, um, do you mind if you can ask Spike? Maybe you would like to go out with me? But don't you want to ask her himself? Um, no, kind of a little bit shy about that. Oh, yeah, wait here then. And Rainbow Dash is flew away to Spike and Fluttershy and asked him, and she flew back, and he said yes. Wow, that was fast. Yeah, he actually likes you about. And he said, you know, like what would you say tomorrow? To a movie maybe? Or a dinner? A movie would be great. And then she would fly back to tell Spike, and she flew back. Right? Here tomorrow at 6? Yeah, okay. And for the next day, evening at next day, Spike and Spitfire went to the movie, and Spitfire, she was so intense, she couldn't relax. She was so nervous about the date with Spike. But then, during the movie, she started to relax and just laughing with Spike, and afterwards, she didn't totally forget about being so nervous around Spike. And then she kissed him and thanked Spike for this date and asked if he would like to go out again. And he said yes. And for the next couple of days, they all went out for a few dates, and he was even invited by Spitfire as a VIP, important person, very important person to her next contest with the Wonderballs. And he went there, and he had much of fun. He met some other stallion Wonderballs in the backstage, and he even met the other companion, some other teams too, where it has competed as well. And in fact, he had so much great time that he even asked Spitfire to be her girlfriend. And most of that, he was actually starting to like her even more. And just a few months after they had been dating for at least 3 months, something big and how terrible happened. During a big storm near Cloudsdale, Spitfire was out for practice. She was trying to avoid some of the storm clouds that was nearby. But then suddenly, right when just in front of her, a big lightning strike just past her. Wow! She stopped just a few inches, and that was you fly past her. But then the second lightning, but this one was above her. She was not prepared for it, and they hit right on the back. and she fell right to the ground. And she would be much hurt if it was for Firestrike and Soren, who managed to fly so fast enough to catch her and brought her to the hospital. Spike was back home, and he was found out about this, and he was shocked. He took his fast as he could to Cloudsdale, with Twilight, of course, and he heard that Spitfire was so injured it would take her several weeks and at least a couple of months to recover from these injuries, and she would need at least several months of rehabilitation to bring back her strength and some feelings in her wings. One of the wings was actually so seriously burned by the lightning, but the doctor said it will grow back, but she will maybe lose some of the strength in the wing, but not completely. And she was when Spitfire heard about this, she was heartbroken that she couldn't been able to fly for weeks and months, and had to train her back strength back in her wing. It took as much as a failure at her, but Spike ensured her that he will be there helping her with the track practice and training and exercise, anything needed to bring back the strength. And he even said, maybe you will gain back your strength back than it was before. Even the doctor said you might not do it, but you might still have the chance. And she was actually more surprised to even hear about it. But Spike said, I do want you to be happy. I don't mind if you can't fly anymore, Spitfire. I don't mind that. And I know that is your life. But for me, if you're on ground or in air, I don't mind that, any of it. And that from Spike made her to cry. Thank you, Spike. For the next couple of weeks to at least a couple of months of training and exercise and rehabilitation of the wing. Unfortunately, the doctor was right. Spitfire didn't recover completely of her strength in her wing, but it was strong enough, and she wasn't that fast as she was before, but fast enough. She was still the captain of the team of the Wonderbolts, but even she practiced a lot of time with her friends. And sometimes she even made Rainbow Dash to her third commanding officer, or third in command if something would happen to her, or Spitfire or Soren, which is second. And over the next few months afterwards, Spike and and Spitfire took much leave time so they could spend as much time as they could. And just only that made their relationship stronger and stronger. And Rainbow Dash, Spitfire's mother, was much surprised to hear that she was dating a dragon. But afterward, as Spike had helped her to gain strength in her wing back, was at least honored for her mother. And she accepted Spike. And a couple of years later, when Spike was about 25 years old, he wanted to spend the rest of his life with Spitfire, and this time, when he was in Canterlot with Twilight for a royal meeting, he bought a ring, and even told Twilight about it, but not his friends, but they all promised to keep it a secret. And then he proposed to Spitfire. At first, it was like all over again with Soren, but this time she was sure. Spike was her true love, and she said, yes, I want to marry you, Spike. And the wedding, it was going to be held in Canterlot within the next month. Spitfire had asked Rainbow Dash to be her bridesmaid, and Soren, he was actually Spike's best man. And the wedding, it was an epic one. Celestia and Luna performed the ceremony together, And for Spike, it was the happiest day in his life, including for Spitfire. And afterwards, there was not much a big party, only a small one for their friends and some of their closest family. And later on, they moved, they went on to Las Vegas for their honeymoon, for lasting for 3 weeks. And just 2 years after the wedding, Spitfire told Spike that he was going to be a father to twin daughters. And Spike was more beyond excited and, well, he fainted at first when he was told that it was twins. And, well, he and Spitfire prepared everything for their children to be alright, and when they came, they both were more than excited that their children were born. At first, they both had so much trouble with the twins. They always wanted to run away, fly away from different directions, so Spike and Spitfire had to run after each one of them. And sometimes they even fly and separate once. Once the twins was going to fly to one to right to left and other to right, and they turned in fly direction. So both Spitfire and Spike fly right into each other with their heads several times. Ouch! Kids, please don't fly around in the house. Sorry, Dad, we just love to fly, said one of the twins. Kids, can you please sleep? Your mother and me try to sleep. But their daughters always but stay up late at nights playing games, but we can't sleep. Go to bed, twin kids. We want to sleep. Your mother has training tomorrow. Dad, we can't sleep. Go to bed. You want me to come in there? Okay, Dad. And he went to bed right away. Even Spike just raised his voice to make it scary, but he would never hurt his daughter. In fact, he trained them to be brave and strong as their mother and himself. And Spike and Spitfire, well, he was much happy to have this big family. Even the twins sometimes could cause some accidents, troubles, but they always loved their daughters as much as possible. And one day, the twins were also married and had twins there of their own. And that's how Spike and Spitfire got a big family and found a true love. The end.